your host, Michael Rothschild. Today's vote will decide the 74th Parliament. The future of the United Kingdom is uncertain, and this time the stakes are higher than ever. In a few minutes, polling stations across the United Kingdom will close. Voting will be over, and we'll be able to reveal the results of our exit poll. That's our first look at the possible results we may see from this election. Will the Conservatives remain in number 10? Will Labour beat them to it? Or will a new party altogether take the keys? All will be revealed and analysed by Mark on the big screen.
Good evening. Welcome to the big screen. Here we will conduct an in-depth analysis of seat calls from the Electoral Commission. With 4 parties in the running, we expect this to be an exciting night, so stay tuned and I will bring you the first results as soon as we get them.
And hello, we're going to go straight over to the exit poll. Get ready.
It is 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock. The polls have closed and the election is over. Our exit poll is predicting that Labour is the largest party in a hung parliament. We're putting Labour Party at 25 seats. That is 10 seats up since the last election. In second place is the Conservative Party at 15 seats, which is 6 fewer seats compared to the last election. In third place is the Four Star Party at 10 seats, and fourth place is the Progressives at 10 seats. Now let's head over to Mark for the exit poll analysis.
The purpose of the exit poll is to take the temperature and to shape an image of how the coming parliament composition could look like. Based on this exit poll, it's clear to say that though the past couple of weeks have been hectic for politics in the United Kingdom, with the Conservative Party plunging into half the level of support which it enjoyed in the previous 8 months. Rebecca Astor has, though the attempts to discredit her, managed to increase her party's size with 10 seats, and that shows that her way of leading the Labour Party is slightly approved of. The Four Star Party has managed to steer clear of any scandals and sits tight at 9 seats, and the Progressive Party has managed to gain 8 seats, even though there have been attention on the party's way of gaining numbers in the media. This does shape an image of what might look like a hung parliament, and we can likely expect coalition talks between some of the parties. And that's all from me. Back to Mike.
Right, so we are here, joined on the table by representatives of each party. Start with you, Alfie.
Hello.
Alfie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, thank you. So you're the representative for the Conservative Party.
Mm-hmm.
And as I know, you've joined the Conservatives this term, didn't you?
Yes, that's true.
And what are you, the proposed
Home Secretary
of State? Yes, proposed Secretary of State for the Home Department. So, Alfie, how are you feeling about this exit poll?
Well, the Conservative Party didn't really advertise it. I think it was pinged once, so I'm not worried about it. You know, like I'm assuming Labour's pinged at least multiple times. You know, Labour just love a good poll, gives them confidence. Conservative Party, we actually want to fix Britain, not just look good.
Yes, and as you mentioned that, the antisocial behaviour bill, I understand that the Conservatives are introducing, what are proposing if they get re-elected. Tell me, how would it be different from Margaret Monti's antisocial behaviour order bill, as she received backlash for hers?
Well, so our legislation, we're going to work with Emergency Services Command, so we have a bigger idea of what they actually need, because the last bill was written, there's not a filler policy, because I won't discredit Margaret's legislation like that, but it was more written to get it solved, but not looking at all the individual issues that it may bring out. So that's really it.
So what is going to be in this antisocial behaviour bill that will be so different from Margaret's? You have a rough idea, or?
Well, we haven't written the legislations obviously currently, but we're going to talk about dispersal orders. We're going to negotiate. We're going to talk with emergency service commands about length of the orders, when they can be given, stuff like that. So that's one of the main parts of it.
Before you proceed, I'd just like to clarify that the exit poll was unclear. There was put 27 seats to Labour instead of 25.
So 27 seats to the Labour Party, not 25.
Other way around.
They're predicted to get 25 seats, not
Yes.
27. Right, okay. Alright then, well, that brings me to our next guest, Hunter from the Labour Party. Hunter, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing alright, I guess. So tell me, how are you feeling about this exit poll then?
I'm feeling quite optimistic. Maybe it may be a bit higher in the actual result, but only time will tell. But so far, I'm optimistic.
Alright, forgive me for my ignorance, but what do you do in the Labour Party? Are you just a backbencher in Labour?
So I'm a backbencher as well as a party whip. So I'm in charge of like the activity of the party. For the past few weeks, I oversaw like the activity process.
So you're the assistant whip or the chief whip?
Well, there's no chief whip so far. At the moment, I'm the like party whip, normal party whip.
That's okay.
So yeah, hopefully I do become chief whip, but time will tell.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So as we can see from the exit poll, Labour is the most likely party to form a government. However, this term we've seen an activity problem in Labour. We've seen an attendance issue, especially from the leader, Reba Astor. And I will admit, the attendance did get better for maybe 3 or 4 sessions, but then it drops again. As the whip, who's also responsible for maintaining the attendance of the Labour Parliamentary Party, how do you think Labour will govern if they were to get into government? Because if you guys are going to have an attendance issue again, but that wouldn't be an effective government.
No, so I agree with you. It wouldn't be effective. So what I plan to do, I'll be in charge of hiring 1 or 2 more whips. Since the number of seats increases, I'm going to assign whips to a certain number of MPs. So each whip will be responsible for a certain amount of people. So if we break it down into smaller like amounts of people, it'll be easier to keep everyone in check and make sure activity is at the utmost standard. And furthermore, I'm keen on DMing them a bunch of times, reminding them like every 1 hour, every half an hour, just to get people to attend. What we recently done a lot is like I would announce when a parliament session would occur, and I'll get people to react. If they can't attend, they'll submit an absence. Same goes for everyone. So yeah, we're just keen on making everyone more active by reminding them on and on again. Because as an MP, people are aware of the responsibilities. You have to have high attendance. You have to be committed to it. And if you aren't committed to it, you're gonna have to go. We'll likely sack you. So yeah.
All right then. I believe we have some seat declarations.
We indeed do. The Progressive Party has gained guiltily from the Labour Party just now and from the Electoral Commission.
At all? Is that all the seat declarations?
Yes, for now it is.
Okay, well, it seems to be going a little bit slower than last time. All right then, Hunter. So tell me, what exactly will you do different this term to get Labour attendance up?
Okay, so this term, like I mentioned before, it can't be one singular person in charge of all the activity. I want to get all the whips together, and I'm keen on making a spreadsheet idea where like we log every individual's like attendance situation. And based on that, if someone doesn't attend much and submits a lot of absences, I would consider replacing them with someone else who's like more active. So what we look for is like activity in the Discord server, activity like overall activity, and we're going to reward high attendance with like, for example, like if someone has high attendance, I would consider placing them under a ministerial like position. Not ministerial position, but like work under a minister's department just to get more experience. Because as you're aware, we can't rely on our ministers forever. Eventually they will resign. It's inevitable. So in order to activity and appearance, we would try look for who's interested in those positions. Try remind them on and on again to attend sessions, and then eventually get them to work under a minister's department.
You know what, Hunter? I've got to say you're probably one of the only Labour politicians I've seen talk about something that they actually know what they're talking about. Thank you for answering, and I'm sure we're going to come back to you. I have a feeling that it's going to be a long night. Osex from the 4-Star Party. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm feeling a little bit terrible, to be honest. All right, then. So, 4-Star Party, Mr. Osex, how do you feel about the exit poll?
It's okay at the moment. Like we've said earlier, we thought of possibly getting 15 seats. So a bit. It's okay. It's okay from last election, but it could be better.
All right, then. And Mark has some seat declarations. Mark, what's going on?
Well, we have just gotten multiple messages from the Electoral Commission declaring that
That sounds
Sperry,
like it.
the 4-Star Party Labour's leader seat, which is currently held by Davis, is held by him still. Then we can go to Cambridgeshire, which will be Conservative gain from Voice and is now held by which is held by a cool dude who is the Home Minister. Then we have Armagh and Down, which is a new seat which Progressive will win. Then we can go to Colchester, which 4-Star Party will gain from the Conservatives. We're just awaiting results on that one in game. There we go. And we can go to Humberside, which the Conservative will hold and is currently held by James Akeson. That gives us 6 seats currently declared, and I'm here later tonight to give you more.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Mark. So, Mr. Osex, tell me, whilst I was reading the 4-Star Party manifesto, I noticed that 4-Star intends to the United Kingdom to rejoin the United Nations. Do you have any idea of how we'll be able to do that?
Well, first off, we need to get an open dialogue with the UN, and from there we basically have to work out and fix the problems that we have between us and see how we can go from there.
Right. Are you aware that we are banned from the United Nations because, according to them, we are harboring a I won't name it because it's quite a disgusting accusation, but we are harboring a member in our community that is going against the rules of the United Nations. Someone who is considerably quite high up. So how are you going to do this? Are you going to go to group staff and ask them to remove this individual to get us to join an organization that has shown nothing but contempt for us, or?
Well, again, we have to look into maybe possible find other routes to pass on, not only going there, but work out another way into the UN.
Okay, well that is quite interesting. Well, if 4-Star Party get in, I wish you all the best. It's going to be quite difficult to do that considering the leadership of the United Nations completely despises us. All right. I'm Mr. 06. We'll be back with you shortly. Mr. Domestic Penguin from Progressives, how are you doing? Right, we'll come back to Domestic Penguin once they find their microphone. Alright, so I guess we'll go back to Alfie. So, tell me, Conservatives this term, and
Yep.
I should know, have gone through a lot of scandals. Considering myself and the Prime Minister have been
Yeah.
accused of corruption by certain individuals. Currently, I believe the Crown Prosecution Service is looking into that. And we also had a issue with black cab taxis, which I remember rightly when I was there, I advised them not to give any shares away because I felt that if you're going to nationalise a business, the government needs to own it, not give it out to private members of the community. So tell me, what's going to be so different about a Conservative government next term? How are you guys stop the corruption, basically?
Well, if you've looked in our manifesto, in our cabinet office policy, we want transparency in government. So, if we look to do some an action, we want surveys to so that people actually think about that. So we can, if they are confused why we've done it, we can give clarity and say we did this because so and so. But obviously, if you look at it, it's very hard to defend the government when you're into election, no matter the party, even if you do well, because there's always critics. Always going to be critics. And it's hard on your government. But we're the underdogs. But we're the party actually will look into our problems. Not say, oh, corruption's corruption. As long as we keep the term out, like Reba will do. Because since she's not resigned after this absolute awful term, we'll actually do have action on actions, if that makes sense.
All right then. And have the Conservatives considered any coalition partners yet?
Well, obviously, I am not Marcus. I cannot comment on any coalition talks.
I
As
was
I'm not.
very close. I was very close. All right then. Thank you, Alfie. Hunter. So, regarding attendance in the Labour Party, so as we've seen, Reba has had an attendance issue this term, and this isn't the first time she's had an attendance issue. She's had attendance issues in the past, incidentally, every time when she was a leader of a political party. So, how will a Labour government work if the leader is missing a lot of the parliamentary sessions?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of the background work isn't really like well known enough. Even when Robert doesn't attend Parliament sessions, in the Labour service, she keeps in contact with us, and lets us know like when there's issues. And a lot of the time when she is absent, it's stuff out of her control. For example, being in traffic, going to like a concert, like people should enjoy themselves, There's nothing wrong with that. So I believe like to make
nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I'd probably go to a concert instead of Parliament, but I wouldn't go to a Harry Styles concert. No, I just think.
But I mean, to make up for it,
would just be a bit of a waste of a time, really. But if Reba likes Harry Styles, then
yeah,
I suggest you get her gone as soon as possible because that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
All right then, domestic pink. Oh, sorry. Is there anything else, Hunter?
Yeah. So just in conclusion, right? To make up for like missed Roblox sessions, she still keeps in contact with us on Discord, right? Just to let us know like about any updates. So it's not her being inactive. It's just inconveniences, stuff you can't really control.
Yeah, seems a lot of things out of her control. All right, Mark. I believe we've got some seat declarations. Mark, tell us what's going on. Mark. All right, I'm not sure what is happening with Mark, but I'll yeah, because I can't hear him. Gloucestershire is a Conservative hold. It's currently held by Mr. Jack. Yeah, that's good for the Conservatives, I guess. They're holding seats. I don't think I've seen any losses yet. And we've got Strathclyde, held by this man who I've had relations with their mother, the British Union, the Prime Minister. Unfortunately, he is outgoing. I don't think he's going to be returning to the Commons next term, but I'll say that he was a very interesting man to work with. Is everything okay? I can't hear you. Have a technical issue? Can someone confirm, or?
Right, can you hear me now?
There we go. Yep, Mark, we can hear you loud and clear.
Great. Apologies for that. Then we have Strathclyde, which is held by the current outgoing Prime Minister of the British Union. We can then go to Dover Strait, which is going to be a 4-star win. That's a new seat. Then we can. Then we have Cumbria and Bowland, which is going to be a progressive gain from the Liberal Democrats. Now, the Liberal Democrats got deregistered due to their lack of leadership and lack of members. Then we have Leeds, which is going to be a Labour hold, which is currently held by the Shadow Foreign Secretary Jesu Min's son, otherwise known as Theresa Presley. Then we have South Wessex, which is going to be a Conservative hold that's currently held by Raphael D. Rothschild. That's the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Then we have Portsmouth, which is going to be a Conservative hold that's currently held by Goldie Deaf. That's the Business Minister who works in the we can go to Maidstone. That's there. That's going to be a 4-star hold. Norfolk, that's going to be a Conservative hold. That's currently held by the Conservative leader. Then there's Derbyshire. That's going to be a Labour win. That's also a new seat. There's Hillingdon. That's going to be a Labour gain from the Conservatives. The current Foreign Secretary Michael M. Rothschild holds that.
So I need to correct the record. I held the seat of Finchley. It's not my seat.
Right. Then there's Buckinghamshire. That's going to be a Conservative gain from Voice. Voice was also deregistered due to a number of reasons. And the last seat we've gotten was the Progressives has gained Cornwall from the Conservative Party. That's all from me for now.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. All right then, where were we? Mr. Penguin is gone. I was going to ask him a couple
No,
of
I am
questions.
here. I am here.
Mr. Penguin, you're here. Oh, you don't seem to be in the studio. Are you a call-in now?
Well, I hope not, but I've seems that I got disconnected, so if you can bring...
Okay. No problem. There we go, Mr. All right, Mr. Penguin, how are you doing?
No, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. It's been a while since we've last spoke, I believe.
Absolutely.
This has been, I think, like a month and a half or something like that.
Yeah, probably even more, to be honest.
So tell me, Penguin, if I can call you Mr. Penguin, I'm not exactly sure what to call you, but Mr. Penguin, very interested to know, what made you want to create the Progressive Party?
I mean, after being in, Conservatives for like 3 years or 2.5 years or however long it was a long time. I just got fed up with the, lack of action and, no real new policy, so I decided to start Progressives. So I think that was a really good choice.
Hmm. All right then. Well, I mean, it's great to see you back, Mr. Penguin. Fine. So I believe now that we've gone around the table, what do you all think about the current seat declarations right now? We haven't seen much from the Labour Party yet in these games, but we do know that the EC really like to grab us by the balls sometimes. So, what does everyone think of the exit poll at the moment? Oh, not exit poll, the current seat declarations at the moment. Does no one here have an opinion?
Well, it's okay for us.
Yeah, I think so far it's looking good, and well, maybe Conservatives have a bit too many seats, but I think it's all right.
All right then. Okay, so I've just been told by my boss that Hillingdon was actually the constituency of Finchley, but it's now been renamed. I think Margaret is not going to be very happy about that. I would like to note that Hillingdon, well, Finchley, I guess, was for a very long time, ever since its creation, was a Conservative seat and was considered quite a safe seat. And now the Conservatives have lost it, so we might be looking into a rough night for the Conservatives. All right then. Mark, do we have any seat declarations yet?
Yes, we actually do.
Oh, great.
Wolverhampton has actually been the Conservatives will gain Wolverhampton from the Voice Party, and that seat is currently held by DR1PX SSS, who is the Chief Secretary to the Treasury. Then we can go to Ernest, which is right.
Everything okay, Mark?
Yes, but there I can't find the whatever. No, it's Barnet. That's right. Barnet will be a progressive seat. That's a new seat as well. Eastbrook, that's going to be a Labour gain from the Conservatives, currently held by the Home Secretary Margaret Armonti, who, from what I can understand, actually held the Finchley seat. Is that right? I believe it is. And then the Southampton and White. That's going to be a 4-star gain from the Conservatives. That's currently held by Bernd van Hanen. That's now going to be an MP from the 4-star party that's going to hold that seat. Dumfries and Galloway. That's going to be a Conservative hold. Oxfordshire. That's going to be a Conservative gain from the Liberal Democrats that were deregistered just recently. Southern Dun-Sea, that's going to be a 4-star hold. That's currently held by Asim Harrison. Nottinghamshire, that's going to be a Labour hold. And the recent seat we've gotten declared from the Electoral Commission is Highlands and Islands. That's going to be a progressive gain from UK First, which merged into 4-star party after the last election. That's all from me.
Right then, Mark, thank you very much for that. What are the current results at the moment?
The current results are actually looking quite nice for Labour and.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. Labour has actually managed to gain Conservative seats, and that does show that Labour probably is in the making of a Labour government. If I can get back to the results. That shows that the Conservative Party actually currently holds 11 seats. Now, to
12
clarify,
seats, it looks like.
yes, Corbyn has just been declared a Conservative gain from the Liberal Democrats. Now, our exit poll shows that Conservatives will actually only get 15 seats, so who knows, maybe they are actually not going to get that much more seats.
These are all very, very interesting results. I mean, this is quite new from the Electoral Commission to give us seats in this kind of way. Usually it would be a little bit neck and neck, but so far they're just really giving us Conservative seats at the moment. But we'll see how the night goes. All right then, back to the table. So as we've seen recently, there are some activity going on in Northern Ireland. We are seeing the registration of a Republican paramilitary group. You know what? I did speak to the leader of it just a couple of days ago, but I want to say it's called the IRS, but I'm probably wrong on that. But Domestic Penguin, in your manifesto, in the Progressive Manifesto, you stated that you would work with the Northern Irish government to make Northern Ireland more active and provide the necessary support it deserves. So, how exactly will you approach this issue with Northern Ireland? Because it is known that Northern Ireland has had activity issues. In fact, in the last elections in Northern Ireland, only one party managed to register. However, I can say that currently two parties looking to register for the next election and one possible party to be registered. So tell us, Mr. Domestic Penguin, how are you going to approach the Northern Ireland issue?
I think it's actually quite a good thing that there are new parties trying to register, and that does kind of show that there's an increase of attractiveness to the political scene in Northern Ireland. So we will want to help them, advertising them as much as possible, engaging with talks, and I personally haven't been in Northern Ireland, so but a lot of my there are members in my party that have been in Northern Ireland, so they can better help on this issue. But directly engaging with talks to better see how we can support them is a really good idea.
All right then, and I've just received a very angry message from the leader of the IRM. That's what it's called, the Irish Republican Military. Kind of reminds me of when David D. Rothschild's mum texted me saying that I left my pants at her house. All right then, I believe we've got some new seats to declare, Mark.
Indeed, we do. Northumberland and Tyneside has been declared a Labour gain. That's a new seat. Cardiff, that's going to be a Labour hold. Warwickshire, that's going to be a 4-star gain from the Conservatives. If we go to that seat, we can actually see that that seat is currently held by the Attorney General, Tommy Islington. Durham Tees Valley, that's going to be a Labour hold. Rutland and Lincoln, that's going to be a 4-star hold. And Bradford, that's going to be a Labour gain, that's a new seat. That gives the Conservative Party 12 seats, the Labour Party 9 seats, 4-star Party 8 seats, and the Progressive Party 6 seats.
Right, well, this is the heat is picking up. Definitely, Labour has managed to catch up, and 4-star has managed to just about remain the same rate. But yeah, do we think this exit poll is going to be accurate, gentlemen, or?
I don't think so.
Yes,
Don't
maybe
think
not.
so. Oh, okay, all right then. Well, I guess we'll see how the night goes. All right then, Mr. Penguin. So yes, about Northern Ireland. Were you finished or?
Yeah, I was finished.
We'll move on to Hunter. Hunter, so tell me, what Labour's plan I've seen it, it's what was it, like a 5 questions for Northern Ireland? Policy? Is it like it was something to do? Is it active?
Something
Is there
weird,
development
something weird.
work? Is the political community active? Something like that. Tell us, when do you think Labour would be able to? Actually, a better question is, that we're seeing a lot more activity in the not in the Labour Party in Northern Ireland, with two parties joining the political scene, with a possible third coming along, and two paramilitaries, the Irish Republican Military, and the let me just quickly check my notes.
It's the Unionist Party. I mean, not Unionist Party. Unionist paramilitary.
It's the Ulster Defence Division. That is what the new Ulster paramilitary is called. So,
Right, I have.
was it always Labour's plan to cooperate with the Northern Ireland, or will you guys actually wait until a Northern Ireland executive has been formed to start working with Northern Ireland to see if devolution will remain, or what's going on with that?
So I'm actually not the best person to ask this. However, we are keen on working with Northern Ireland. We are committed to building up relations again, helping out with activity, that type of stuff. But yeah, it shouldn't. I'm not the correct person to answer this, but yeah, we are committed to work with them. However.
All right then, and I believe Alfie's dad is still in Alfie's room.
He's
so
not.
we'll
He's not. He's gone. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, Alfie, what are the plans for what are the plans for Northern Ireland for the Conservatives?
I'm probably not as well. Not the best person to ask.
My goodness.
Well, you're asking a lot from me here. You know. Let me just
Well,
get it.
okay, well, I'm
Let me
sorry.
just get.
Right, we'll come back to you, Alfie. Mr. Ossex, what's Four Star Party doing?
Well, again, I'm not the guy working within
For
Northern Ireland,
goodness
but
sakes.
yeah, but from what we've talked about group-wise, we want to increase the activity within Northern Ireland. Hopefully, getting more party registered, and eventually, possibly adding Northern Ireland parties, like making them getting seats into our parliament.
Is quite interesting. You know what? I was just about to very upset with this table about their ignorance about Northern Ireland, but you know what, Mr. Ossex, you've just saved everyone on this table from seeing me getting upset. I believe we've got some seat declarations from Mark. Right, okay, I guess we'll Mark is having some technical issues, I believe, so
No, I'm.
Mark is
I'm
back.
here.
Alright, Mark,
I'm
tell
right
us
here.
what's going on.
Right, so the Valleys has actually just been declared as the Labour gain. That's a new seat. Dyfed and Powys, that's going to be a progressive gain from the Conservatives. Wandsworth, that's going to be a Conservative gain. That's a new seat. That gives the Conservatives 13 seats, the Labour Party 12 seats, Four Star Party 8 seats, and the Progressives 7 seats.
Right, okay, very interesting. So far, the Conservatives are in the lead at the moment, but as we have seen from previous election nights, it can drastically change. Right then, okay, so back to the table. Who have I not spoken about Northern Ireland? Have I spoken to? Oh, Alfie. I believe we're on to you now. You got the Conservative plans for Northern Ireland?
Well, obviously, as you know, it's currently under Westminster control. So our plan is to, obviously, get Northern Ireland ready, just in the politics. Make sure working with the Electoral Commission, all the local government stuff over there to make it ready for going it back to their devolution. So then the people can directly elect their own government. Obviously, they do, obviously. So they have more of a say in local affairs.
Wait.
So that's at hand.
Can I actually?
All right then, Alfie.
Sorry.
Hold on. All right, Alfie. Thank you very much. I believe we've got Tom at the interview desk with one of the greatest politicians of all time.
Nice one. Well, thank you for that, Michael. Hello, everybody. What an exciting night it has been. I'm over here at the interview table for tonight. Anyway, so I'm here with somebody that you all may know, Jay Chan. Hello, Jay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic tonight. It's actually been such a rumble that
Good.
that we're all getting excited, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I haven't been so excited since probably the generation in real life.
Ah, nice one. So, what are you thinking about tonight's kind of votes that are coming in rapidly?
Well, first of all, I would say the exit poll isn't always the accurate one. I see you looking very much forward for the accurate results coming out. But I do think the exit poll was an alert to our party on something that about finding things that we need to improve on and keep working for and keep working with our constituents on both the game, on improving the game, make it more playable and enjoyable, and as well as helping with the immigration policies that are very much focused by our constituents. And after all, who is the prime minister doesn't really matter. I just really want this game was quite educational game on Roblox and Discord, accessible for young people to continue and flourish. So I see a lot of very, very passionate young, at a very young age, politicians here, which I feel very happy about. I hope they get in real life politics as well.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Jay, you're a motivational speaker to the young people of Roblox. Let's just say that everybody loves you out there.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well,
I'm very sure you are as well.
Yeah, well, it's great that you're here, and obviously you got Conservatives. What do you think about this new party, Progressive, and new parties that may come in the future? What do you think about that?
All new parties. Well, from Jay Chan as an individual, as a in real life individual, looking at this organization institution of SOV UK. I welcome all new parties coming in to the UK, adding more spice up the political climate. But actually, I personally won't support the party as a Conservative in the game. But again, any new party I will welcome it because it's a spice of politics. It helps people understand how politics work, and actually give a chance to people of different views. To be honest, I see a quite good performance of the party, and I'm very sure it does reflect some of our constituents' concerns or thoughts or views about something that I believe as Conservatives all parties can work together.
Jay,
forwards. Yes.
I've got some information to bring to you. Obviously, Mark will probably say this. However, I'm just going to say it right now with that massive smile on your face. You, Jay, have won your seat.
Oh, have I?
Yes.
That's lovely to hear. Which seat, by the way?
I'm not being told that information directly.
Oh, West Mercia.
West Mercia.
Okay, cool.
West Mercia.
Game. Okay.
How do you feel about that, mate?
Okay. I'm very happy that my constituency love me, and I'll keep working for them. My email's open. It's cychan.j@gmail.com, and I would love to have received emails, messages, DMs from our constituents. I'll help you as best I can.
I just love how realistic you put it. You know, this is really good because obviously you're a motivational speaker. Everybody loves that kind of pushing role play.
Oh, thank you.
Or everything like that. Well, you're a big face of road politics, Jay. And I thank you for you being
Thank you
here.
very
I'm
much.
going to send it back over to Michael so he can speak to some more people on the table. And Mark, thank you for that, Jay. Have
Thank
a
you.
lovely night.
You as well.
Wow. Hey, what a politician he is. It's just a shame that I've paid Marcus 40 quid to not give him a seat. All right, Mark, I believe we've got some seat declarations. What's going on?
Indeed, I do. We've gotten a couple new calls from the Electoral Commission that if the stock vote that's going to be a Labour hold, Gwynedd Vale, Labour hold, Leicester and Northampton, that's going to be a 4-star gain from the Conservatives. West Mercia, that's going to be a Conservative hold, that's Jay Chan's seat. Merseyside, Labour hold, and West Lancashire, that's a new seat, that's going to be a Labour gain. And Antrim, that's going to be a Conservative hold. That gives the Conservative Party 14 seats The Labour Party 14 seats, Progressive 10, Progressive 7 seats, and Four Star 10 seats.
Alright then, so it's now no longer possible for a party to get a majority. I mean, anyone who's thinking about that is obviously smoking something. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hung parliament, so we are expecting a coalition government. But, alright, so I believe we have a call-in, or an interview. We're going to have an interview between Tom and actually the greatest politician of all time, who I've also shot in the face 4 times during Navy tryouts. Alright, Tom.
I'll tell you what, we're having some absolutely magical interviews tonight, okay? We've had Jay Chan, what a motivational speaker. Now we have got Jam. Hello, Jam. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing tonight. Obviously, like I was speaking to Jay, it's been really kind of a crazy night so far. Look at that. Labour and Conservatives so close to each other. We're trying to fight it. Anyway, what are your thoughts on today? Or tonight?
Pardon?
What are your thoughts on tonight?
It seems like Labour is gaining a lot of seats, and I believe a Labour coalition hung government will form.
Yes. Well, I just want to ask you one question. What were your thoughts about being deported? Seriously. Everybody was so angry about that. And obviously,
Yeah.
the person that did it is gone. However, what do you think about that? Because it was such a surprise.
It is very disappointing results from immigration office, but I believe keeping the immigration office part of the group staff is better idea.
Yes, I totally agree, Jam. The immigration office obviously had some hiccups, but the person that did it is obviously gone now. But I'll tell you what, Jam, there's been some petitions for you to come back. You know, free up Jam. All right, the support for you has been magnificent. So, obviously, what do you think about that?
I want to thank you for all the support that I've gained throughout this community, and I will be back in December.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. Well, thank you for coming on, Jam. Right, this is probably the only media kind of source you'll be speaking to regarding to the United Kingdom, and I just want to thank you for coming on. Okay,
Yeah,
you've been great,
thank you.
especially Jay. And thank you for coming over to my table and spending time with us. Anyway, I am going to spice it back up over to Mark, I think now, to say some of the seats that have been called up.
Indeed, we have just gotten a couple more calls from the Electoral Commission. That's going to be Lambeth and Southwark, that's going to be a Labour hold. Sheffield, that's going to be a progressive gain from the Voice Party. Somerset, that's going to be a Conservative hold. Cheshire, Labour hold. West Sussex, that's going to be a Conservative hold. That gives the Labour Party 18 seats, the Conservative Party 17 seats, the Four Star Party 10 seats, and the Progressive 8 seats. That means that no party can gain a majority alone now, and we can expect a coalition government.
Wow, this is a very interesting election night, and can I just say a big thank you to Tom for doing the interviews. He's a great guy, and Jam, again, great guy, and so is his mother. All right, I believe we've got a call-in from the outgoing Prime Minister, the British Union. We'll just quickly invite him to speak. Fortunately, his phone service is quite terrible, so it
I'll
may
tell you
take
what,
some...
Michael, I'm going to just put him for a second. He's actually here on my table.
What? Oh my goodness.
You're going to see him right here in the flesh.
Oh my goodness.
Let me get him up here. Let's see if you can get speaking.
Unfortunately, TBU has stage fright, so it may take him a little bit just to, get himself ready to speak.
That's
I was really
unfortunate.
happy with his Eid Mubarak statement on Twitter. I thought it was very innovative of him. No Prime Minister has done that before.
Tell you what, it's taken him a tiny bit of time to speak up. Come on. Come on, obviously. Strathclyde, that's what he holds. Well, it's outgoing, obviously, so Oh, come on,
Be a
TV.
shame. He'll be the Lord Strathclyde, probably, as I've heard he's joining the Lords.
Oh, goodness me. I didn't know that. That's going to be an interesting kind of twist. Anyway, where is he?
Right then, well, whilst we're waiting for TBU to get the courage to start speaking, he's going through a very tough time at the moment.
Oh, wait. I think he's kicked up the courage. Is he going to be kicking us up even more? Well, here he is.
Oh my goodness, TBU.
Hello. Welcome. How are you? It's okay to speak, okay?
We're all here for you, TBU. We're your friends.
No, I was on my phone. That's my.
Oh,
I was on my
okay.
phone and it didn't work, so that's the.
Good excuse. Good excuse.
Okay,
Exactly.
anyway. Welcome, TBU, to my table. I just want to ask you a quick question. How are you feeling about tonight?
I think the results have been pretty hard to call from. You know, they're pretty even. I've got pretty good confidence in Marcus to get in government this evening. You know, he's a good man, good leader, and I highly believe he'll be in Downing Street at the end of this evening.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I just want to ask you a quick question as well. What do you think about the tie right now? You know, Conservative and Labour trying to push it up to the top. What do you think about that?
Obviously, I think that's a reflection of what happened this term. I think I've said very clearly it wasn't the greatest term in terms of, you know, government reputation, but we did achieve a lot, and obviously, but that's been overshadowed by what's been in the media and the mistakes we did make during that term. But the Conservatives have done a good job. I think people still do recognise that, and I think you know, and we're getting it's pretty tight in the polls, and I think that's what we all predict to the end. So. But I still have confidence in Marcus to deliver a Conservative government again.
And what do you think about Strathclyde? Obviously, you've got that seat, however, it's ongoing. And I want to talk about as well about you maybe becoming a Lord. I only just found out about that information.
I won't be returning to Strathclyde next term, unfortunately. Whether I become a Lord, I'm not too sure. We'd love to have the opportunity to become so. Be up to His Majesty. But yes, it'd be a great privilege, but no, I won't be returning to the Commons next term.
Okay, well, thank you for that information. And yeah, I'm going to have to end it over here on the interview table. I just want to say again, thank you for the TBU, Jam, and as well as Jay Chan for coming over here. I'm going to send it back over to Michael for about 10 minutes left of the show.
Thank you very much, Tom, and TBU, thank you for coming on. Please send my kind regards to your mother. Alright, so all the seats have been declared. I believe we've got 2 seats to declare, so we'll just wait until those 2 seats have arrived, and then we'll move on to Mark, who will declare all the seats that need declaring. Gentlemen, Mr. Osix, Alfie, Hunter, and Domestic Penguin, it does seem like it is definitely going to be a hung parliament. We're definitely looking at some coalitions. But most importantly, Hunter, what do you think of the results for the Labour Party? Because as we've seen from this election, it seemed like Labour was really supposed to gain a little bit more seats so that they could be, so that they're able to form a good minority government with a good chance, or at least a coalition with one party. But it seems like they've botched it up a little bit. What do you think about this?
Yeah, so by the looks of it, a coalition government is more likely. I'm not sure with who, but in my opinion, I think a coalition government is looking more favourable right now. Just to clarify, how many seats do we have right now?
Well, we'll just wait for that until we'll just wait for the audience to see, you know, give that surprise element, you know, keep the suspense going. But I'll just say that it's neck and neck between the Labour and Conservative parties.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, then we've just got 1 seat left to declare. So
Nope, it has just been declared by the
it
Electoral
has
Commission.
just been declared. All right then. I guess we'll move on to Mark, and then I'll give the closing regards, I guess. Right, Mark.
Thank you. Devon, that's going to be a 4-star gain. Birmingham, Labour hold. Hertfordshire, Conservative hold. Tayside and Fife, progressive gain from 4-star. Tyrone, that's a progressive gain, new seat. Glasgow, Labour hold. That gives the Labour Party 20 seats, the Conservative Party 19 seats, Four Star Party 11 seats, and the Progressive Party 10 seats. That means that the Labour Party will be the biggest party in the House of Commons, with the Conservative Party likely going to be the opposition party unless a coalition is created. Our exit poll gave Labour 25 seats, the Conservative 15 seats, and Four Star and Progressive 10 seats. An exit poll is considered accurate if it is 15 seats within the result. Thank you.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Mark, and you've done a terrific job presenting those results. And thank you again, Tom. The interviews, you really showed great enthusiasm. All right, so back at the table. So, Hunter, now that you know the results, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we have to go for coalition government. It's not really sensible to do a minority government. So yeah, but it's quite a shame, but we can still make it work. I got full confidence.
Oh, I wish you all the best. It's just a shame that it's been botched up. And Alfie, what do you think about this as a representative of the Conservatives?
Okay, so in the polls, you've got one of them was Labour's going to have 34 seats, Conservatives going to have 12. Another one said Labour's going to have 25, Conservatives going to have 8. Look here, what was it? They had 20, you've got 19. Labour's been predicted to get a red wall, but the only red wall I'm seeing here is their attendance sheet. That's all it's just diabolical.
All right, Alfie. Okay, well, thank you very much. All right, well, as we now close election night, I just want to thank everyone for coming on. Mr. Osex for Four Star Party, Mr. Alfie from the Conservatives, Mr. Hunter from the Labour Party, Mr. Domestic Penguin for Progressives. I think you guys did a great job defending your parties and your speaking as well. I think it was terrific. Well done, guys. And my closing comment is Kiara O'Kearney is a criminal and should be put in jail for the rest of her life. All right, thank you.
Right, thank you. Bye now, loves.
You know what? You should watch the new Tom's TV video. You know, I just think that's something that should happen.
And